The 2026 season is just around the corner, and we can't wait to be back on the streets of St. Pete for it all to begin. But before it does, let's take a look at some of the storylines heading into the season. Buckle up, because there are loads. Of course, the biggest question of all, right off the top, is can anyone stop Alex Palou from taking his 5th title in 6 years and becoming only the 2nd driver in history to win 4 in a row? The answer, of course, is yes. But the reality isn't quite so concrete. It wasn't just that he won last year, it was how he won, how he raised his own incredibly high bar, and how he will no doubt return in 2026 at an even more elevated level. While everyone else is having to change how they operate just to match him, he can just keep honing his craft to become an even more potent version of the man that nobody stood a chance of defeating in 2025. But many will hope that they can. So let's run through that list. Scott Dixon, or Sir Scott Dixon as we should now call him, locked in his 21st consecutive season of victories in 2025, and you'd be crazy to ever discount him and the 9 crew at Ganassi from being consistent challengers. But interestingly, Scott isn't the man with the most focus on him, and perhaps that in itself is the most dangerous oversight. McLaren will be hoping to continue their excellent run of form in IndyCar and to take influence from the championship-winning pedigree of their Formula One sister team. Pato O'Ward needs to start the season off far stronger than he did in 2025 if he's to have a chance, and he's only too aware of that fact. His teammate Christian Lundgaard is also now into his 2nd season with the team and needs to turn promise into victories. If they both can do that, expect the 2 McLaren drivers to be major contenders. Meanwhile, a new-look Penske hopes to finally put the controversies of the past few seasons behind them with a return to championship contention. New signing David Malukas is yet to win an IndyCar race and enters the fold with a huge weight on his shoulders to prove that he belongs in a top ride. His teammate, Scott McLaughlin, has stepped into the team leader role over the winter and will have the reappointed Tim Cindric working with him to pull together a title run. And as for Joseph Newgarden, he cannot afford another 2025 and needs just to shut out the noise and get back to what he does best, winning races on the regular. Andretti will be a key focus at the start of 2026 with that massive change in the 26 car as Will Power joins in place of Colton Herta. It's the first time the team have had a champion in one of their cars in half a decade, and his experience and knowledge could form the foundation of a turnaround which places them in serious championship contention. The Will Power Revenge Tour will be one of the hottest topics of the year, but Kyle Kirkwood will enter the season hopeful of a title run himself, while Marcus Ericsson, in a contract year, needs a return to form. And behind the top 4, there are a bunch of teams who have rung some major changes and made huge investments over the winter into programs which could reap huge dividends in 2026. First up, MSR, who enter this new season on a high after an excellent 2025 and an impressive test at Sebring. Armstrong and Rosenquist could be major players at almost every track. ECR, similarly, carry huge confidence into the year, believing they've found a silver bullet in the off-season which will carry them back to victory lane, where Rasmussen launched himself in 2025. He and Rossi could be real contenders. Positive noises also coming from JHR, with the newly signed Rinus VeeKay settling in immediately and with pace. We've got 3 rookies in the field, with the top 2 from Indy Next, Dennis Hauger and Caio Collet, keen to impress. And former F1 and endurance racer Mick Schumacher, the most high-profile signing of the off-season at RLL. We've got a different look calendar, with a return to Phoenix and 3 brand new races at Arlington, Markham and the Freedom 250 in Washington, D.C. Blank sheets of paper on 3 street tracks mean it's wide open for anyone and everyone to impress. And, of course, a final plug for IndyCar on Fox, as we strive to add to an incredible first season which saw an average of 1.3 million viewers a race and a massive 8 million max viewers at the Indy 500. It's only the start, and we can't wait to bring you the 2026 season in full. Every race in one place on Fox. So join us in St. Pete for the season opener March 1st, only on Fox.